You guys probably have been wondering where the heck I've been with these videos. So this is stuff from another outdoor flea market. This, I think, may have been the final outing of the year at this particular flea market, because I remember a couple of these things that stuck in my head. For instance, this very nice, interesting V-block. And this V-block is made by a company called Eron. So there was originally a label right here, E-R-O-N. And from what I've been able to find online, apparently this was known as the Eron Mule. So just a really handy kind of V-block. You know, put a bar, you put your shaft right across there.
That's what she said.
You want to drill into, and it's already got an open space, no danger of damaging anything, and just kind of a cool thing. And I would have had no idea what this was, except for the fact that even though I had never seen one of these before in all my days of picking, fate would intervene, and literally 2 weeks later, I would be on another pick at a completely different location, which that pick will be coming up soon in my videos, and scored the identical block that still has the label on it. This one I got from a vendor that I buy from quite often. I've dropped a lot of loot with him over the years, so he ended up giving me this thing for I think 15 or 20 bucks, which I was more than happy to pay, because I thought I would never see another one, and my plan was to keep this one for myself. Now I guess I'll probably, I don't know if I want a pair of those. They're so big, you know. This is a empty box, stare-it box for parallels, which I'm hoping that maybe I can find enough orphan parallels to put together a set, or at least a partial set. This was at a vendor that I had seen at that location week after week after week all summer long, and he wouldn't budge off this $5 for this box, and I kept thinking to myself, oh, what are the odds I'm going to have anything? So finally, again, I think it was because of the end of the year, I got this for a couple of bucks. You know, normally, because of the amount of CB radios that I have, I try and shy away from buying mobile radios, especially if they're just AM, they don't have sideband. Those of you who watch my channel know I have a weakness for these when I can buy them for next to nothing. This literally was marked exactly what it says, $2 parts. So I have no reason to believe that this radio isn't toast, but I thought, you know what, for $2, it's a Cobra 29 LTD WX Classic. So this is basically they take the old Cobra 29, and I'm not sure what the LTD means, but the Classic means that it's a reissue, and the WX means they added the weather channel, the weather radio frequency in here. So other than that, you know, probably complete junk, but there might be some parts, or it might be just a fun project. I don't have enough of those. It smells moldy, by the way. Another little empty box. This, I think, would have been a box for standards, and I do have a lot of miscellaneous standards. I might have actually enough of the correct size micrometer standards that I could actually fill this box and make it a set. And the box is in nice shape, and again, I probably only paid, you know, a few bucks for it. This is from a gentleman who I got a lot of Greenfield tap and die stuff from, and this was in a case, and he really liked the box, and it really, I didn't want to pay for the box that he liked so much, so I got him to sell me this tray that was in the box, which has all of these neat standards on it, these thread standards. So we'll get a couple of thread rings and plug gauges here, and some other unusual ones. So I think you know, I'm probably into this for 15 or 20 bucks. I think it's worth it. These I kind of overpaid for. You know, they look like heck. They're all Starrett 568 V-blocks. So this is a guy who's there a lot selling machinist tools, and every once in a while I can get a deal on something, but he's going for retail price on a lot of stuff. So because it was the end of the year, I was finally able to get him down to $100 for these 4 blocks, I think, which I think I may have been on glue when I bought these. But here's the thing. The reason why they caught my eye, he probably had a bunch more of these and sold a bunch off. I think he even mentioned that. And it's a shame that whoever bought the other ones didn't realize that these have almost like a serial number on the bottom of them. And when you have a pair of these that have matching serial numbers, that means that this was a matched pair, precision matched pair, and was sold together, and that they were basically, they went through quality control, so they're a really nice tolerance. And 2 of these are a matched pair. So I'll be able to take 2 of these, clean them up, put them with a couple of the clamps, and sell them, and hopefully make a little bit of money on the whole deal here after I sell these off for, you know, cheap. A different vendor that I buy from, bought quite a few things from him over the years at that flea market. He always brings in tools, and sometimes he has machinist stuff. He had these for a couple of weeks, and then since it was the final week, I got a good deal on these. He had $10 a piece on these, and I think I got the 2 for $15. What these are is these are actually the post assemblies for an expensive Starrett mag base, which I happen to have right here. So I believe this is a 629. I'm sorry, 659. So this is a 659 Starrett mag base. It's got a much heavier, stronger magnet. It's got this very hefty post. It's got this big snug. And the real cool thing about this one is that this knob on the back right here actually operates a shaft that moves this in and out. I'm sorry, not in and out. It's actually tilting that on the end there. So you can imagine you get your indicator on the end there. Instead of having the fine adjust right at the end where you're going to kind of still have a delicate touch, you can be a little bit more ham-handed with this one because it's way back here. Just to a certain extent. But it's just kind of a neat design. And I know that Starrett got big money for these, especially when they took this, stuck it in a big red metal box with a drop indicator as a set and a foam insert, and then put Starrett in big letters across the metal box. Those were like ridiculously, they had a ridiculous high list price on them. But anyways, that is a really good mag base when you can find them. So I figured this might be worth it for somebody to put, you know, to find a mag base to screw these onto. When I could buy plumb bombs cheap, you know, and right, I take chances on them. This one caught my eye, kind of a cool design. Probably paid a little bit more for this one just because of the unusual look to it. This is just a Starrett pin vise. So no maker's name or markings that I can see on this unusual plumb bob. But I did like the look of it. So, and last is this little Carpenter 00 tap wrench. It's kind of a neat little collectible wrench. I probably only paid a few bucks for this, and these tend to trade for 15 or 20, I think, because they're kind of rare. You could use it, or you could collect it. Just got a couple more items, and we'll wrap it up. I thought this was kind of comical. This is a Craftsman machinist square, and the vendor who was selling this, or someone, had placed this sticker on there proclaiming that this was rare. So that's why they wanted $10 for it. That's a good example of where rare maybe doesn't equate to value, but then again, maybe it's not really that rare. I mean, I've had them before. And I probably didn't pay this 10. And this might not have even been the sticker that the vendor that I bought it from had. Sometimes these guys, they buy them from, they go to like these town-wide yard sales and buy a bunch of stuff that then they don't even bother taking the stickers off. And, I don't remember who I got these off of, but these are a couple of unusual, they look like the new old stock taps with the long shanks on them. Nothing wrong with that. And these were only marked for $3 a piece. I probably paid $5 for the pair. Oh, the guy I got these rusty deals here from, I snagged this for $20. This was his price on this, and I knew that he wasn't going to flex on this because it was something new he had put out, and he never, you know, he sticks to his guns on his pricing because I'm usually there first thing. So this is going to need a little bit of love. Actually, maybe I just need to loosen that up. But anyways, it's a little sign plate. I would love to find out that there's a name underneath this rust on here, proclaiming that this is some sort of wonderful thing like a little Taft Pierce or something. So I was about to give up on identifying this guy and opened it up because I saw that there was something written on the back side of this little plate right here, the little arm that locks it in position. And lo and behold, all right, a little hard to read, but that's a Suburban Tool. So, nice little find there. Suburban Tool now sells Taft Pierce. They must have gotten the rights to the name. So, the original Taft Pierce was made in Rhode Island. And now I notice on Suburban's website that they will sell, they'll have something like this, for instance, and they'll have two versions. They'll have the version badge Suburban Tool, and then they'll have the same exact thing, badge Taft Pierce, for more money. But if you go in and look at all of the specs for both units, typically the Taft Pierce, the tolerance that they hold the Taft Pierce to is higher. So make of that what you will. This tray here that I don't want to pay for the box, well, this one I did pay him for the box because I wanted to keep this all together in the box because this is nice. This is a ring gauge set. This is marked Pier.Shell REA X pins ring gauges U730. So what they are their precision ring gauges, and I can see a symbol on here. So interestingly enough, there is a C and a diamond on here, which I believe is going to be the Cleveland Twist Drill Company. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep these or not, because I really don't have any precision ring gauges. And fortunately, these are still in excellent shape. There's a little bit of rust thinning on the outside, but the surfaces on the inside where the money is fine. When the rubber hits the road, they look good. Those of you who watch my channel regularly know I have kind of a weakness for these cast metal drill indexes, these early ones. I've got quite a collection of them. This is a number one for number drills 1 to 60, and it's marked USA. And I was very pleased to find this still sitting at a table, actually quite a bit later in the morning. Nobody had snagged it yet, and was equally surprised when I asked for a price on it and was told $5. So that's a honey for the money. Heck, the drill bits are worth $5, even the used. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Coming down to the end of this pick, or this video anyways, of multiple picks. This is a Machinery's Handbook Pocket Companion. Kind of handy if you don't want to grab the big reference. This is basically, they take everything out of the Machinery's Handbook that is more common, the most commonly used stuff, and they stick it in this little pocket companion, which is kind of neat. Happy Chanukah? Love, Kimberly. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's probably how you spell Hanukkah. If you are of the Jewish faith, I apologize. Anyways, neat little thing. This is kind of cool. I bought this on a whim just because I thought it was neat. Too cool for school, and it turns out this is actually a valuable little collectible. This is a camp stove made in Sweden by the... It's an Optimus 8R, and it says right on here for gasoline. But somebody that saw me with it explained to me that what they're talking about is white gasoline is what's supposed to be burned in this thing. So what this is like a really tiny little cook stove. So I would guess that this would probably be something maybe a climber might use. I could be wrong about that, but it would make sense to me that you could carry this up, in just a pack. And the other thing too is that I guess this one is fairly complete because it's got the original knob valve that goes in through here to turn it on and off. It's got the this little cover right here that sits on the top, and it's got a little wrench. So pretty cool. So if you ever come across one of these at a yard sale or something, and you can get it for, you know, I don't know, 10 or 20 bucks, you should jump on it, because I think these trade for around 50 on eBay. Final item is from a dealer that I buy quite a bit of stuff from, and oftentimes by the time I get to him in the morning, one of my competing pickers has cleaned him out on machinist items. But I saw this thing sitting there and decided, hey, you know, I'm going to take a chance on this, because I just, you know, figured I would, and I'm glad I did. So this is something called the Die Profiler by the Angus Equipment Company of Chicago, Illinois, South Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois. Exclusive distributors for the United States. And it's made by the Diamant Produktor AB of Stockholm, Sweden. So this is a Swiss-made tool. And then I started reading like some of the information on it, and I was like, hey, there's a booklet in here. And I took this out and started reading it, and I realized, hey, this might be something. Give you a better look at some of the doodads, and looks kind of like a Dremel tool or something like that, right? But what it is a precision tool for doing like a finish polish on dies. Very, very precision. So the idea is this would be a cable drive would run this, I think, or I don't remember exactly. Or was this air powered? It's been a while since I looked at this. But this end here reciprocates. It oscillates at a very high frequency. And you put on all of these little pads and everything with little polishing discs. And these little tiny, like, see this stone? Get a load of this stone. Talk about specialized. It's got a little V shape to it. And it's got a clip on the back so that it goes right on the end of one of these attachments. And then there's other little doodads in here. Well, it turns out this is kind of an expensive little doohickey. So this is called the Diprofil, D-I-P-R-O-F-I-L, and it's still being sold by Falcon Tool. Here you can see that they're using a Fordham SR cable drive unit to power it. So with the drive unit and the foot control, the Die Profiler kit here, they're selling it currently for $14.95, almost $1,500 for this thing. And this is an explanation. This is the classic world bestseller, most popular die profiling machine. This reciprocating tool is used for light and or heavy duty filing, honing, deburring, lapping, polishing, reworking of hardened materials, finishing complicated dies and molds, and other similar jobs. So I don't even know if this thing's any good. Probably gonna end up, it's too specialized for me, probably gonna end up on eBay, more than likely. So that's gonna bring this episode to a close. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of you really enjoy the tool pick videos. That being said, I've got plenty more things I've got to go through here, and I'll be doing some videos on. I've got a pretty sizable pick that I did in November that I haven't even touched the stuff yet. So look forward to getting into that and posting videos. That's probably going to be a multi-parter. All right, if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And if you know somebody who might like this video, please consider sharing it. Take care.